is. It's the Jack in the Box halftime report.
Thank you, Bill and Stu. Some positives to take away in the big three play for the first time. Good energy in the building.
Yeah, the energy's good. They look pretty good. You know, the lead's going back and forth, but I like what I see. AD, we don't need to see any more of him. He's playing very well. LeBron seems to be in sync, and, you know, Russell's he's finding a little bit of rhythm with the big three. He's still searching for a little bit more.
I think I like the way Rondo played. I like the way Reeves played. You know, I'm not worried about the big three too much, but I'd like to see how those guys play with the big three.
Dodgers up to 5-1, Lakers up 2. We're okay right now. Jack in the Box halftime report starts right after this.
Go Dodgers.
James Worthy and Robert Ory. I'm Chris McGee. This is the Jack in the Box halftime reports. Let's get you out to the first half highlights at Staples Center. LeBron-AD-Russ all in the starting lineup for the first time. Let's go to the first quarter. LeBron takes the ball, attacks, layup. Then on the fast break, James. LeBron pokes it away, gets the ball from Westbrook. Easy finish, quick 6 points.
Yeah, great anticipation on the steal and a great finish by LeBron. But look at Rondo doing what he does best. He and AD have had this relationship for many years, going back to New Orleans, and there it is again. Over the top, stick it.
LeBron with the splash from beyond the arc. Lakers lead 32-24. Rob's second quarter. Spin cycle.
Yeah, spin cycle right there, getting to the rack. One of the things LeBron does best.
Is your guy.
Yes, Big Reeves.
Austin Reeves getting good minutes. Rob, you got 18-4 run, so you go to what? The Melo mid-range?
That's Melo with one of the best mid-range games in the game. Nice.
Low-key arc for Rob right here. And he hits it, big game.
Well, that's the collapse of the defense when you go inside the AD. That's going to be available. Russ again, pull it up. When he gets one going, knocks down the second one. Lakers up 2, Geeter, at half.
Yeah, up 2, 55-53. AD with 14 on 5 of 6. LeBron James, 13, 5 of 10. Russell Westbrook, 8, 6, and 3. More to come on the Jack in the Box halftime report. AD looks good to go. 5 for 6 from the field. He's got 14. Lakers up 2 at the break.
Have not won a game just yet. 121 points allowed. They're getting beat by 18.5. And then you see those turnovers, 15.2 a game. Large part of those on the hands of Russell, of course. But he says he's not worried. And let's talk, Russ, a little bit. Are you concerned? Big game and fourth team in 4 seasons. You'd expect there to be a little bit of a learning curve. He said the other day he's never really had a good preseason himself. Are you concerned?
Yeah. Not really. I mean, this guy broke Oscar Robertson's record. He's going to figure it out sooner or later. A lot of new faces for him. And I think he's trying to overdo it, trying to make everybody feel good, overpassing. I haven't seen the Russ that I know of in any game, except for maybe a couple flashes. But I just think he's, you know, not familiar with everybody. But I'm not worried about him, personally.
James on the patience or panic meter is an absolute 10 for patience. I mean, it's amazing. 4 games in a row you've watched, and you've said, you know, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I admire that. I'll tell you why I'm not worried. I went back and looked at Russ. You know, he did just say, hey, I never play well in preseason. Actually, he was pretty slow to start last season. If you combine his December and January games, remember the season started right before Christmas last year, he shot only about 40% and averaged about 5 turnovers a game. So there is no doubt that he has not exactly been lately the fastest starter ever. I, for one, am not that worried. I know, Rob, you love preseason, and you want to see 15 games for every team every year. Dying to hear your thoughts on Russ.
I am too, actually.
That's not what I said, 15 games.
Am I misquoting
15
you?
minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
15 minutes.
Okay.
First of all, I'm not panicking, but you have to look at this. You know, Russ, you ain't in Washington. Y'all wasn't going to win a championship. You didn't care where you placed because you weren't going to win a championship. You with the Los Angeles Lakers. We don't need you to start out slow. We need you to start out the gate fast. And when I say fast, I don't mean like wide open fast. I mean fast enough to get you a position where you got home court advantage at the end of the year. That's what I want. We ain't got all that time for you to learn how to do it. You need to do it now. This is the Lakers. We don't start like that. We come out winning games out the chute. We don't ease into anything. That's all I'm saying.
Regular season or preseason?
I'm talking regular season. But he said, but I'm going by what he said. He said he didn't have a good season.
Started slowly with Washington.
November to December. That don't fly around here. Unless you want to be at home like last year watching someone else win the championship.
Big Game, thank you for the clarification.
He hit you.
COVID style. All right, so we also like balance in here.
Yes.
Because we're going to do a little Access 360 brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Good times.
Good times, man.
There may be some turnovers for Russ, but there's also some flashes, like Big Game said, of Russ here in the preseason that you're going to give us a look at.
Yes, and that's what we do here at Spectrum. We have a good time. And that's what we have tonight because this is preseason. We're only going to get so much out of these guys. So we're going to show the 360 right here where we're going to hit the good Russ.
Okay.
There's no bad Russ. It's all good Russ. Right here with this Access 360, we're going to show you what Russ can do for you. Right here, you see him coming out with the inbound, that's SOB, side out of bounds play. Right here, we got a pick and roll with AD. He has a couple options here, but he's just going to keep it simple. Your man goes under, AD rolls him under. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you what I can do off the dribble. I'm going to pull up and shoot a three. Nice release, nice rotation, nice splash. Right here, almost the same identical play, but yet you get a good pick by Dwight Howard. Right here, this is what I like. Watch Russ. When I always talk about hit before you get hit, watch him go into the big and give him that little contact, then kick it out to Elgin for the three. Right there, that's what you do. You got to draw and kick. Another play right here. Let me see what I do. Get me back in the pick and roll. I thrive at the pick and roll. You know what? I done set you up one time before. I tell you what, AD, you know what, do? Slip this. Go straight. Look at that bullet pass. Straight down the seam, down the gut. Layup for AD. Assist. No turnover, assist. Keep it simple. That's what he has. Another thing, you bring it down the court right here, AD. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to go old school. You post up, big man. When my guy turns and looks at you, I'm going to come off you for a nice little J. This is what I can do. I'm one of the best mid-range shooters in the game. Free ball, not so much, but mid-range, that's my game. Keeping it simple, that's what Westbrook has to do. He doesn't have to think too much. Like James said, don't overthink. You got enough guys that can make up for your mistakes. Just play the game and not worry about anything.
I've seen enough right there, Rod. I've seen enough in that 360.
Hey, let me just say this, James.
When he's playing with people know how to play the game, it just comes out.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy like that. When you have, that's my whole point. See, James just proved the whole point.
What?
You need the big dogs out there so you don't have 8 and 9 turnovers a game.
We all know that. You're the one that's freaking out. We're just getting geared up for preseason
Rob, you got to keep your composure.
5.
You can't freak out.
Where my glasses at,
We're
man?
moving on. But on this day in NBA history, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird made their debuts. Big Game. Let us know how you feel about these two.
I like 32. Love 32. Nah, Larry was, look, Larry was a handful. He was hard to deal with. A guy that didn't have a lot of speed, a lot of acrobatic moves as we know the game, but you wasn't going to outwork him. He was big and strong, nasty, would, talk trash right in your face and back it up. Hell of a shooter, which made his first step quick for a slow guy because you had to be right up on him like a shadow at all times. And he was a winner. He was a leader, but I hated him. I just didn't like him.
Can we get one? It's just the preseason. Can we get one?
What? Well, what?
When you talk about the Celtics.
Get that Celtic ass.
Such swag. I freaking love it.
I got my share of it.
We're getting closer to tip-off Steph Curry.
Get that pinata.